Oh yeah, here are all the violations. Look like they've been here a while. Sheesh, yeah. Maybe ask a neighbor. Hi, how's it going? I don't mean to bother you. I just had a question about this your neighbor's yard here.
I don't know about him.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I heard he was in a coma. I don't know if somebody lives there. I've never seen him.
The reason I asked is my sons and I, we go out once a week in the community and we help like people in situations like that. Because usually these houses get neglected. We know there's a story behind it, so we come out.
I think they could use it because they keep getting notifications from the city.
Exactly.
I think it'd be nice.
Okay, perfect. Well, if you see me over there, that's what I'm doing.
Okay,
and
sweet.
Yeah, no strings attached. Cool, absolutely. You take care. Thank you. Finding violations even like in the grass of the yard.
Okay.
I didn't know the whole situation. Only thing I knew was that maybe the person who lived here was sick.
Yeah. So, do they know you did this or no?
I did not personally, but I got some more information from the neighbor over here. So it looks like he did say the gentleman might be sick or something like that. So, but they're getting a lot of like city violations and stuff. So I typically try to talk to all the neighbors and then see if it's a good idea to go ahead and just help them out. So I'll probably just clean up the front. At least that'll get the city off their back, you know?
That's kind of you. God bless you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you too. Thanks.
Hey, this is Justin from the Blessing Boys. Today we stumbled on a yard that was completely overgrown, but what really caught our attention were the multiple city violation notices scattered across the property. So I knocked on the door to see if anyone was home, but no one answered. Then I asked a neighbor if they knew anything, and he told me the last he heard, the owner was actually sick and in a coma. It broke my heart to think this man could be fighting for his life while fines are piling up on his property with no way for him to do anything about it. So I decided to step in. I started cleaning up the yard, especially in the front, just to help ease the pressure from the city. But right as we were wrapping up, another neighbor came by, and what she shared gave us the full story behind this house and the man who lives here. Stick around to the end, not only to see the amazing transformation, but to hear what's really been going on behind the scenes. Hey, thanks so much for being here. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. It's the best way to support the work that we do. Now let's get right into this yard.
All right, so we're gonna get to start. We've already kind of tapped into it a little bit, but we're gonna finish off this bush in the front. There's actually some more over there, super tall. One thing I get a lot of questions on is why we don't cut them shorter. As you can see, this is reaching out into the driveway, so it would make sense to cut it back so that it's in line with the driveway and the walkway and things like that, or cut it down super short. But what happens with some of these bushes is they're really bare inside. And so typically I don't cut them down too far because there's a potential that they won't grow back because a lot of the greenery is just on the outside. So if you see me and you're like, man, I want to see that much shorter and much smaller, I try to get it is you know, down as much as I can without actually just killing the bush or making it look bare and horrible since it's in front of the house. So here we go. Yeah, I'm finding violations even like in the grass of the yard back from November of 2024. So there's no telling how many fines this place has racked up. Gotta get this taken care of.
Online and
Oh yeah.
yeah, I was just curious how you got a hold of them or how that came about.
Yeah, so I didn't necessarily get a hold of them. I have been cruising around here in Austin for a couple of weeks now, and I usually just kind of take notes of different yards that need help and stuff like that. So I went, talked to her, and then I talked to him.
Oh yeah.
Just to figure out the situation.
Okay.
So I didn't know the whole situation. Only thing I knew was that maybe the person who lived here was sick or something.
Yeah. So, do they know you did this or no?
No.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, it's funny. He actually passed away a few weeks ago. But he hadn't been living in the house. He was in a home nearby. And, yeah, elderly man in his late 70s. But was just in really poor health. And so, lived all alone. Was kind of a recluse. Like, didn't really have any friends or family. Since he passed away, there's a realtor coming. She's knocked on her door a few times. We've chatted with her because we're like one of the only contacts of the family lived here. And it's funny. She was asking for lawn people. She was like asking who does our yard, and she's like, well, we need to get it cleaned up, and we're going to sell the house. She's going to be very surprised to come and see that the yard is done.
You know, we go out and we just pray that God will lead us to the right yards.
Well, the family's going to be grateful because they were asking about our yard people, and she said, I don't think I'll be able to afford that. So it will be a blessing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I gave you a follow on Instagram.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, you'll see this transformation pop up.
Definitely looks a lot better and safer too.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, thank you. It's nice to meet you, and I was just curious.
Oh, for sure. No, I'm glad you came over. Yeah. All right, take care. Hey everyone, I just wanted to say thank you again for making it to the end of this video. It truly does make a difference. Now, what sets our videos apart from many other YouTube channels is that our goal is to help as many people as possible for as many years as we can. So your views matter, and one of the best ways to support the work we do is by hitting that subscribe button if you haven't already, so we can reach more and more people. Outside of that, we also released our children's book, The Hidden Garden, which is now available on Amazon. I'll link that down in the description. That's another great way to support the work we do and spread the message. Hey, thanks again for partnering with us to create good change in the world. We'll see you in the next video.